lace my boots and step on out. This world of wonders, no room for doubt. With every step I learn, I grow. I found the beauty in the glow. Mirrors, reflections, story untold. Each night, each scar, a treasure of gold. I'm diving deep, uncovering the key, finding what works, what sets me free. I'm painting my world with shades of light, blending the truth, making it bright, sculpting my days with love and care. The beauty I see is always there.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Teaching with Tula. I'm Laura DePrete and surprise! We're going to do a get ready with me today. I don't know, I've just been getting some really interesting items and I thought, well, let's just see what kind of fun we can have today. So, yeah, the hair is disaster. It's a sight for sore eyes and it's bad. So today we're just going to go through some of the things. Now, I had forgotten that I had this. A dog barked or something and it sidetracked me and I had put it up on my shelf and forgot about it. But this is by um Il Maquiage. I don't know. I know I'm saying that wrong. But anyways, this is the Power Redo Anti-Aging Blur and Smooth Wrinkle Filler. Um, it has. I need my glasses. I need my glasses. I saw a commercial for it when I was playing on my phone, and I was like, I have that. I want to try it again. So it's called Power Redo Anti-Aging Blur and Smooth Wrinkle Filler, Coffee Seed and Vitamin C plus Rosehip Oil. So it is supposed to be like a second skin. What I love about this is that yeah, it's like it's a thing, right? To get out, but they give you it comes with this really cool spatula that's magnetized and it actually goes on top of it. It just there it is. There it is. So I don't have to get my nails all goopy and icky. Um trying to get the product out. So I'm just gonna start. Let's start on the forehead and let's just see. I mean, the basically I guess the only way that I could and only comparison I could make to this would be like a spackle. But I mean, if you need it, you need it. And I tell you, I have gotten some serious wrinkles in my face. I've lost a lot of weight, and I've lost a lot of weight in my face, and so I don't know, like it's starting to come through. So I need this like all over. And then of course, having been but no longer a smoker for more than 30 years. Um, a lot of damage, lot of damage on the lip line. But yeah, listen, I haven't had a cigarette in 2 years and I'm proud of myself. Very proud of myself. Um, but some days it's still hard. But if you're struggling with it, I get it. I get it. I struggled. It is a terrifying thought to stop after all that time. all that money down the drain. But the good news is that even though after 2 years it can still be hard at times, those moments, I don't know, you guys. I guess we'll see with the makeup. Um, but I'm just gonna let this sit for a minute. Um, the moments don't last very long. They don't. Like, when you first quit, it's like, oh gosh, every day, every moment of every day feels like a difficult journey. Like I'm walking through a desert just looking for water. I don't feel like that. I know this sounds a little dramatic, but frankly, it's a truth about smoking after you've smoked for all those years. And my whole family, well, not my parents, but like my grandparents, they all smoked. I mean, they all did. Um, it was just in fashion, I guess. Even I think my mom smoked for a little bit, but you know, um, that didn't last very long. Um, I don't know. There's something about it. I'm really proud of myself. But 2 years is a really long time, and I'm not white knuckling those moments anymore, which I used to. Um, but I feel like I don't even have to do that. Um, like it's gotten that much better. So I guess the moral of the story is just don't give up on yourself. You can do it. You can do it. For me, I used the zero nicotine vape uh, to help me with the sensation of, you know, you know, um, if you know, you know. And that helped. That helped a lot. It helped me get through the worst of it. And the nicotine, it takes a while, but you do kind of get to a point where it's like, okay, well, I think we're done with that now. As far as withdrawals and things like that. So it's been a long journey, but it's worth it. It really is worth it. I don't feel like I am bound by, this terrible thing. And that's what it was. It was a terrible thing, this addiction to cigarettes. Um, so I just encourage anybody, if you're thinking about it, I know how hard it is. I do. I know how hard it is, but I do know that you can do it. It can be done. And I'm not going to say it's all every moment. I'm just so grateful. I'm happy that I did. Um, Gratitude comes and goes when it comes to the fact that I quit smoking. I'm just being real, just 100% real. Um, I still kind of have in my mind if I ever, God forbid, something happens and I'm at death's door, I've said, give me a cigarette. At that point, I got to be going out. I got to be going out the door. Um, but would I really do it? I don't. I don't want to ever find out. One of these days, I will find out, but not today. Not today. So, anyways, it's just something that we think about. I don't know. But I am glad. I feel like there's a monkey that's off my back now. And I'm living every day just happy with myself, proud that I was able to drop that habit. Okay, so let's just keep going because I'll ramble forever if you let me. Um, this is by MAC, and I haven't used this in a while either. This is the Pro Longwear Concealer. Um, so I've got some on my hand. As you can see, it is somewhat of a little bit of a process. Let's just see. Oh, yeah. Okay. So I'll look in the mirror and talk from here. Okay. So we're just going to dabby dab dab on our problem areas where we know we have to conceal. Like for me, we've talked about this so much, but the eyelids are a really big deal for me because my skin is very translucent, and you can see every vein. Um, it's not, in my mind, it's not pretty. So I have to get to a point where we've got to lay down a pretty significant base to let the eyeshadow come through with the highest amount of pigment and not distraction because of all the, we're just gonna, we're just hitting some of the problem zones. And you can see it's really light from my face. In fact, I look like a ghost right now, but it won't last. So that was that. Now I'm going to go to, this is by Elta MD. It's a skincare UV daily. It is a broad spectrum SPF 40, and it is a tinted face sunscreen. And this is going to come in a little bit on the darker side. So we're just going to go in and apply a little sunscreen. Probably should have done this before I put the spackle on, but it's okay. It's all right. There are no hard and fast rules as far as I'm concerned. I mean, I'm not an expert, so I don't have to be perfect, right? Just gonna follow my instincts here, which is what I've done my whole life. Sometimes it pays off, and sometimes it don't. I guess that's why I'm on husband number 3. Oh, forgive me, Lord. All right, so we've got that down. Now we're just going to let that set for a minute. And while that is setting, um, you can see we're adding color, and yeah, I don't know, like I can definitely work this in a little bit more, but I've got that. Listen, not for nothing, but we've got the spackle on, so I don't really want to disrupt that. What would a get ready make with me video be if I did things in a good way and I did it right? That would just be unheard of, right? So here we are. Anyways, so let's see, what else is there to know about me? Ooh. So we're just gonna go in with some eyebrow gel. I'm just gonna do a little something something. My eyebrows are so, first of all, they're very thin, very overworked from when I was a teenager. And I mean, I guess that's okay. I'm not trying to beat myself up about it, but um, it's hard. I've just never been an expert at any of this stuff. So here we are. I mean, let's see. I did want to see if I could. Oh, that down goes the light. Okay, that's okay. That's all right. We got it. We have it. This is a mascara. That's not what I want. I thought I had a brow gel in here. That was a gel. Oh, this is mascara. I don't want the mascara though. Okay. All right. Well, eyebrow gel. Nope, it's just a regular gel. Okay, so we're just going to go with what we have. We're not going to overthink anything. Okay, that is definitely brows. Okay, so it's brows, but I don't want to use a big harsh line. So this one, these things are so small. It's so hard to see. This is by Oh My Eyebrows, Ebony, VC collection. This is cruelty-free, vegan. Um, yeah, good for the earth. I don't know. It's so small. It's hard to read. Um, one moment. Okay, I'm back and we have our light back again. It's just crazy. Crazy. Crazy for feeling. Sorry. Little Patsy Cline. If you know, you know. Love Patsy. Love Patsy Cline. Now that was a loss. We lost Ozzy Osbourne this week, and that was pretty horrible. Um, as a teenager, I kind of cut my teeth on Ozzy, like Sabbath and the like. And then as an adult, I was one of the first on board the crazy train the for the reality show, which I loved. It was so much fun. Loved Sharon, loved Jack, loved Kelly, loved Ozzy. It was awesome. And they're just people like everybody else, have a little bit different uh lifestyle because they have money and they're famous. So, I mean, you can't fault people for that. They got theirs. And Ozzy was an amazing performer. Even at his last concert, which of course you have to watch. You have to watch, right? Um it just was it was amazing. He was amazing. You could feel, and I wasn't there, so just watching it, you could feel like there was some. Oh, so now we're gonna do the AOA. This one is from I got this at the Miss A shop. Um, and it is foundation. Sorry, I didn't say what it was. Anyways, you didn't have to be there to feel something in the air when he performed. It was, you knew that you were witnessing a moment, and it was something else. I mean, it was just sad. It was just sad. I remember I was looking on the Twitter or X, whatever, and I had seen somebody post about it. And I thought, no way this is real. No way this is real. This is fake. I don't trust anything anymore when it comes to social media because especially now with AI, you can just pretty much make up any story you want. You can even have AI create a video of it happening when it didn't ever really happen. So it's like, what do you believe? Whatever. I just didn't believe this. And it of course, I'm going to try to do some checking on it because I mean, I knew that he had been, suffering from Parkinson's and seemed very frail at his goodbye concert. And so, I did do some investigation and ultimately it ended up in the press. And, it was just, I don't know, it got to a point where it's like, okay, we can't ignore this any longer. We can't pretend that it didn't happen um, because it has. And then after I was coming to grips with that having just occurred, I heard that Connie Francis, right? Connie Francis, yeah, had passed, and we heard about Malcolm Jamal Warner, Theo from the Cosby Show. Loved Theo, loved him. I didn't realize he had gone on to do so much work as an actor, and it's just I'm so happy that he got to continue on because frankly I haven't as an adult really watched much like network TV. Don't get me wrong, I'm just not a sit down and watch it every Saturday night or every whatever. um because I've always been a go to bed early, so I've always missed like the big TV moments. um so I didn't realize he had been on all these series and stuff. But he went on to have a really great career and was doing amazing um, in his life after. That made me very happy that he was able to continue that. So sad for his loss. That was a big loss. But then, who else did we have? Um, a day or two later, Chuck Mangione. Um, Chuck was uh, Chuck was a mentor of sorts to me. Um, just, he was a hero, I guess. That's probably a better word. He inspired me to play the trumpet. Um, or I started actually on, um, oh, I'm going to lose my train of thought. Um, anyways, it doesn't matter. Basically, trumpet. Um, and I wanted to be just like him. I wanted to be as good because his music was just so moving. My father taught music, got a master's degree in music at Vanderbilt University. I think it's in Pennsylvania. And when I was a kid, he was getting his master's, and he would leave us and go do that thing, or maybe no, it was Chicago. And anyways, he loved music and he loved Chuck Mangione. And every Saturday, Sunday, when there was something going on at the house, like we were cleaning, usually it was a weekend cleaning thing. And my father, all the TVs would be off and we would have music going in the background. And it was always about the music. And he would play like Chicago, um, Maynard Ferguson, Chuck Mangione, Earth, Wind, and Fire. Like my father had a great ear for music and he loved every bit of it. Like he didn't just say, this is my lane and I'm going to stay in this lane. He went, no, music spoke to him in a way that it doesn't speak to a lot of people. And I believe that it does the same with me, but I think universally, I think music does speak to people in a way that allows them to escape. Music is a memory. Music is a feeling. It just was so inspiring, and listening to "Feel So Good" by Chuck Mangione, uh, "Children of Sanchez." Oh, that one still gets me every time. Yeah, it was a big loss. He inspired me. He inspired me to want to be a good horn player among the best. That's what I wanted to do. Um, I took lessons. I was in band, but I also took like my father was a music teacher, so I didn't take lessons from him, but I did take lessons because my father believed that if you really wanted to be good at something, that you had to practice, and I was practicing 30 minutes every single day, and my dad, he would know, like, you couldn't stop at 28 minutes. He would say, nope, get back up there. um 30 minutes every day, that was an absolute requirement. But and it pushed me in such a good way, and I loved, looking back now, I love that philosophy, and I think he absolutely did the right thing, because he made me a better horn player. When I was in junior high school, I joined the band, and I had the same music teacher as my dad had when he went there for junior high school. Imagine. I didn't have a first name. He called me by my last name. And yeah, Mr. Cosby, he was something. He was good though. He was good. But when you had a concert, my dad would, I mean, he would say, good job, whatever, but he wasn't a gushy person. But he would chase down Mr. Cosby and find out how she really doing, because I heard this clinker and whatnot, and like he was no joke, my dad, when it came to discipline and making sure that you're doing all you need to be doing to be great at your craft. And Mr. Cosby didn't treat me any differently. In fact, I think he was harder on me than most people because he knew what my dad's expectations were, what his standard was. And I will say the proudest moment of my life was getting first chair. That was amazing. And not because it was given to me out of any kind of, act of kindness or respect for my father. It was because I earned it. And I knew that I was good enough to be there and hold that position. That was the first time I've ever been proud of myself, was making first chair. Oh, gosh, what a time that was. That was really special. Because at a time when, before the glass ceilings were being broken, I came out on top above my male peers. I beat them. Fair and square, I beat them. And my father, I have to thank him for putting me there because he gave me every opportunity. He paid for every lesson, and he guided me, even though it felt painful sometimes. He did guide me down that journey. And believed that I could do it. He was really great at that. Yeah. Other things, I didn't get a chance to sing in the choir or be on the drill team or cheerleading squad or anything like that, because when you were a band kid, that's your life. And oddly enough, my sister played the flute, but she got to also be a cheerleader. Now, granted, that was probably more because I disengaged. I went through angst as a child, um, especially in my teen years. But You know, my sister was outgoing. I was afraid of my own shadow. So, you know, some things just happen because that's just the way that it was. Um, and now I realize that, you know, I was never that girl. I just was never that girl. And I'm okay with that. You know, now as an adult, kind of still finding my way. Still don't know what I want to be when I grow up. At 58, damn, 58 years old, don't know what I want to be when I grow up. That's okay. Because I found that I have been able to do many things and I'm not stuck in one place. I know that at the age of 57, I can start a YouTube channel and I may not be the greatest at it, but I'm learning and I don't know much about makeup, but here I am sitting in front of y'all doing my makeup. Yeah, I think I can do just about anything I set my mind to. And guess what? This is one thing that I absolutely love. So, I mean, if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life, is what they say. Even though I also keep a full time job on the side. But this is my happy place. So we're just living in it, is what we're doing. Okay, so now we're going to go to. I'm sorry, I'm going to be jumping around here. I just kind of, I don't know, I'm thinking about things today. It's been a weekend. We're getting mom ready for a move. We're going to put some bronzer here. We're getting mom ready to move into an assisted living situation. And it's kind of been a lot of devastation having to do this. It's not a direction that we ever wanted to have to go down. But here we are having to make these kinds of decisions, and it sucks. It really does. And it's a very grown up situation we're having to deal with. But it's the right decision for her. You know, we couldn't guarantee that she would be safe any longer, and we want her to live a long life, but we also want her to have quality life. And if it just kind of gets to a point where if the quality of life, if her health risks are going to end up impacting her quality of life, then we need to make an adjustment. And that's kind of where we're at, really. It's where we're at. And it's not an easy place to be. But we think we've got a good combination for her. And I think at the end of the day, it's going to be something that she ends up being happy about. Um, you know, she still gets to stay close to her friends, but yet she's just kind of graduating to a new level of care. Okay, so we're going to kind of take things a little out of order here. I am going to, this is my new palette by Tarte. I absolutely adore it. First of all, it's just beautiful. Um, and it smells amazing. I don't know, it smells like cookies. But there's some really pretty colors in here. So we're going to start by doing a little inner circle here on the eyes. And I love the pigmentation. I love the formula with this. It doesn't take much. It's highly pigmented. And I love that. So we're going to just put this base down. And you can see this is just a base, right? This is basically, it's the color of my eyelid. So we're just going to build up some layers. Okay, next I'm going to go to doing my blush. And there's a reason that I did that base first. We're going to go back to it, but we're going to now move on to our blush. I have these three. So these are natural face. This is the blush they have, and then the bronzer, and then there is a highlighter, but I don't have that in the room with me right now. But what we're going to do is we're going to try what I've seen and heard tell is a fun little way to pull some color up into the eye, some blush, and then pull it into the eye to kind of create a little bit more distinction in the eyelid in the crease. So we're just going to blend this out, and then we're going to drag it into the eye. It just causes a little bit of depth. It's not much, you guys. I'm not using a lot of pressure or anything. I'm just pulling in a little pink. That's all. I'm just pulling it onto the eyelid, just a little pink. Okay? So it's just a little. Trying to be very aware, and we're going to pull it in, pull it in, pull it in, pull it in. And the reason that I did the base of the eyeshadow first is because I just wanted to have a solid foundation before I came in with any other color, right? And since this blush does have a little color to it, that's it. So we've got a little bit of blush coming in, going in on the eyes. You know, I'm just looking for a light touch. After all, it is Sunday. We don't want to, we're just hanging out. So we're not going anyplace fancy or anything. We're just going to create a look. So let us see. Let's see. I've got to now decide what am I going to do in the middle. Maybe that one. I'm looking for all my fun brushes that I like to use. So we're going to go into the crease. We are, but it's not that serious, right? So we are going to do a little something. And I'm honestly thinking maybe this color, but then again, maybe it's this. Because there is quite a contrast between that and that. So let's go into this one. And we gave it a little tap. We're going to go here and here. Again, highly pigmented. So we're just going to do our very soft strokes. Windshield wiper. I'm going to pull a little bit onto the lower part of the lid. Do a little bit of a cat eye. Not anything too serious. Just like that. Okay, so we've gone in with that. That's good. Okay, so then we go back in. We're going to do a dot on this side, a dot on this side, and then the window wipers. The window wipers. Okay, it looks like I got a little bit more pigment on that go around, so we're going to have to share the joy. Share the joy. And you know, you just work it in. I mean, I know it's not something that would be conducive to like every day trying to get ready for work situation, right? Because you can't really, I mean, I don't know, I can't really just take my time and have fun and put on a full face of makeup. I do have some kind of shortcut steps that I have been known to take. Okay, so now we're just going to take a clean brush and we're going to go in. We're going to do a little working in of the eyeshadow. Okay, this video is getting pretty long, but we'll just keep going because we're almost done. We are almost there. All right, now we are going to go in and we are going to use this to come into the inner part of the eye. And this is just that brightening. You guys see me do this all the time. Little bit of a brightener in here. It's just going to bring out a little something. It's going to make it pop, right? That's all we want, is just a little pop. There it is. There it is, okay? So, we've got the pops. All right, now we're going to go in with, that's eyebrow. We're going to go in with a little highlighter. Okay, so we got a couple of things here. First thing that we're going to do is we're going to go in with our MAC. This is a legit lift lash primer. So we're going to go in with our primer. Like that. And just FYI, I've got a mirror in my lap that I'm actually looking at, so it may seem a bit of an angle. But the eyeliner is just going to go in and it's just going to, or the primer rather, it's going to bring those lashes up. Okay. I don't know. I feel like it gives them some length, but you know, I can't prove it. It could be, it could be like one of those, what do they call it when the placebo effect or something. But I do kind of feel like it's working. I do. I do know it's really hard when it's time to take the makeup off at night. Like, the eyebrows definitely, or eyelashes get a workout. Okay, so we've got that on. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go in with an eyeliner. And I don't know how this is going to work on the waterline, but we're definitely going to do brown. And we're going to go in. Okay, I need the bigger mirror. Here. We are going in. Now this is the Stila brand. And I'm going in with the brown. Okay, I should have done a different order of operation. I should have done the eyeliner first because now I'm seeing the effect on the lash primer. It kind of got gooped up. So we need to go in and straighten things out a little bit so that the mascara doesn't go on weird. Okay? All right. So now we're going to go in other side. And these products by Stila are pretty cool. They do a good job. And we're just doing a little minimal line. We're not going heavy in the paint here because there's no need. We're not going to the ball or anything like that. So I may have to switch gears here. And I think I'm going to have to because it is not going to apply to my waterline. So then that's okay. We kind of planned for that. So now instead we're going to go in with this brown. And it is more of a creamy situation and more penciling. And we're just going to pencil in our water line. Now, I just only started doing this a few days ago because I realized that it does kind of make my eyes say something, as opposed to drawing on the underside of the lash line. And I used to think, oh, it's going to make my eyes look teeny, and it kind of does make them look a little smaller, but also it helps them stand out. So we're just going to put that on the waterline. There we go. All right. So that's what we have for the eyeliner. And we're just one step away. And that is going to be our mascara. Now, the mascara that we're going to use, we're going to start with, because I haven't used a brown mascara in a while, but we are going to use one today. This is by Iconic London, and it is, I think it's their brown black. Yeah, triple threat mascara. Menace Brown is what it's called. Ooh, it's a menace and it's brown. And look at the brush. It's just a itty bitty, tiny brush. So let's see what we can do. I don't know that I've used this mascara in combination with the eyelash primer before. But here we are, right? I don't know. I feel like, okay, it's coming along. I mean, it's so weird to me, but I'm kind of digging this. You know, I can see that the lashes are coming up way up to here when my eyes are open, so that's a good thing. That means that it is working, right? I'm getting the length. It's just, it's hard getting used to the brown versus the black. I don't know if it's enough of a statement. Maybe it is. I don't know. You tell me in the comments. Okay. And then we're doing our last bit of, all right. Okay, y'all, this has been fun. I am so glad are you guys hanging out with me today. It always means the world when you take time to sit and just watch my channel. I love that people are out there caring about what I do. And honestly, it doesn't matter how many of you there are, any number of you I am grateful for. So you guys are the reason that I continue on this channel every day. You are. All right, friends. This is it. This is the look of the day. All right, let's take down the lights a little bit. Yeah, there you go. It's not so stark. All right, y'all. Well, I just want to say, if you liked hanging out, please hit the like and the subscribe button if you're not already. If you want to know when I'm going to be on, just hit the buttons, and it doesn't cost anything, and it goes a really long way to help support me and my channel. I want to say thanks for hanging out. I appreciate your time so much. I'm so grateful for each and every one of you, and especially for listening to my stories. Um, yeah, I just wish that you would all be well until we meet again. Take care, everyone. Bye for now.
I'll lace my boots and step on out. This world of wonders, no room for doubt. With every step I learn, I grow. I found the beauty in the glow. Mirrors, reflection, story untold. Each line, each scar, a treasure of gold. I'm diving deep, uncovering the key. Finding what works, what sets me free.